So what I'm going to highlight is Old Hat now. I've been complaining about it for over a decade. What's this too? Oh look, this looks like propaganda on fucking Instagram. At least it's just some stupid cosplay this time. Here's the account that I've been also complaining about because the guy that runs it usually posts flat out propaganda. He's lying to people, typically speaking, and misleading them. So this has to do with drones, and we'll leave this on here first. Where's it at? It said swarm bots, murder bots. And then I typed out, and keep in mind, I probably should have put it a period or commas. I was going to leave, well, here, we'll do it like this. Maybe we'll do it after all. 1 second. If this thing would get out of the fucking way. And the reason it pops up in your way is to trip up how you think. Not unlike me having to scroll right now to see the entire fucking message, which should be bold. You should be able to see the thing in full, but it's not doing that. And it could be the T9 app that I'm using. It could be on me, how this partners, with, LifeLog 2.0, otherwise known as Instagram. And after the hashtags, I'm not going to put in a period or a comma. So, as it reads, 1984, Runaway, some of you might be familiar with that, is lesser magic. But, as I often stress, slow people can't see the forest for the trees, which is to say, there should also be commas in there after that, blah, blah, blah. They can't think a few steps ahead, so nothing has been done to prevent this from coming to fruition. I'm referring to an old Tom Selleck movie. It also stars that fucking Muppet, Gene Simmons. He does an alright job in this. But that guy is such a blowhard. Teeny little murder bots. That's what the movie has to do with. If you've never watched it, you should watch it. It's pretty good. Yeah, without too many spoilers. But the internet is nothing but these days. What did this fucking idiot type out on here? I didn't read it yet. Where's it at? There's no escape now. Fook. The government. That's amazing. Equally scary. This guy is just trying to get more and more traction on the internet. He's a piece of shit.
Inside here is 3 grams of sheep explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. Inside here.
And in typical fashion, because this is Danny's account, we get a bargain bin clip. I'm pretty sure we don't get a reference to where it came from, but I might be wrong. You got some details in here, which I imagine he probably copied and pasted from somewhere else, but it doesn't tell you what the video is, so you can't look all that shit up. I'm also curious if it's a TED Talk video. I don't see TED Talks boldly displayed in the background. Remember, TED Talks also promotes pedophilia. TED Talks is in place to mislead people, but people haven't figured that out, which is why TED Talks has traction. It's also why that shit's promoted by the algorithm. Yeah. We could probably go to Weird Physics up top, which is promoting a cousin fucking plagiarist who made up a bunch of bullshit, who was charged with making up a bunch of bullshit and repeating it and misleading the masses. I'm talking about Einstein. Special relativity, quantum physics, all that stuff is absolute fucking dog shit if you think about it, but people don't. They don't. More to the point on that, if you go through Einstein's notes, he talks about the ether often. He asserted that the ether exists. He talked about how beautiful it is numerous times over. And that refutes special relativity in any form or way and all that other shit that he went on to, wax poetic about. That's usually how I put it. Either way, Danny pisses me off. I'm trying to remember the name of the fella. Fuck. I'm trying to remember. It's an old YouTube internet handle. He's still out there, but he was somebody who was censored online. He still is technically. But he also did promote some propaganda. He mostly talked about my least favorite subjects in the world. He talked about politics, religion, shit like that. superficial shit, and what I referred to as Skynet related to this. Damn it, I want to remember his handle so I could tell you. He had to make multiple accounts. He started doing what I ended up doing later, and yeah, it's funny how I forgot about it. Yeah, I liked what he knocked out because usually he was on point. Sometimes he would take a leap, and that's what I mean by promoting propaganda. And if I remember what it is, I'll probably change whatever title I put in here, and I'll put the name of his account in here because I still have it somewhere, but I think I only have one video from his original account that I held on to, and it has to do with the etymology of Columbia. Because Columbia is a really dark fucking thing. It has to do with, in many ways, Venus, Lucifer, all that stuff. The irony is Venus, Lucifer, all that stuff is the light bearer, but people don't think about what that entails, what that would mean. And that's why you have Columbia standing on something to denote power and all that other crap. It's also why America is the District of Columbia, the bottom, mind you, of the trilateral city-states. It means the military-industrial complex is the bottom of the trilateral city-states. It's part of the corporation, respectively. But people don't understand any of this shit because people don't look into it. It's because they're being trained, just like this Danny kid is training people, to digest the latest content, get a bullshit clip in under 60 seconds, which doesn't tell you anything. Ooh, a little murder bot just shot off and blew somebody's head off. But you don't get any of the good stuff out of it. I mean, he did leave some notes in here. But did he tell you what the reference? Did he tell you who's working on this? This is a DARPA project. And there's a bunch of splinter cells in terms of, I never say the word right, compartmentalization, working on these things. And it should fucking terrify you. These can work. The reason I said swarm bots is because they can work in tandem and just strip the fucking flesh off your body. Just think about all the possible applications for if you have a bunch of robots that function like insects and they're connected to the AI, something that should not exist and we should not be building an infrastructure for, let alone host bodies. I mean, we're building fucking robot shells for that thing to pilot, which is absolutely fucking ignorant. It's so stupid. But people were doing this, and this is DARPA. So the AI could control these things, and what would the AI's opposition be? I mean, do think of Terminator. It's relevant. It would be you and I. So these things can be equipped with weapons, with gas, with poison, with darts, with anything the fucking machines build. It might sound fucking crazy, but this shit exists and it's being advanced. And you and I are resting on our laurels. Most people just think, ooh, this is kind of cool. Look what Danny posted on the internet. It should unnerve you. And we should be tearing this shit down and destroying it, utterly destroying it. Because it should not exist. It's not in place to help you and I. It's in place to fucking kill people. But what the fuck do I know? And you got all these, what my parents would probably call bleeding hearts. I mean, really, they're wet farts. They're stupid, stupid fucking people. But you got a bunch of people out there, Maybe I won't go into that. Yeah. Let's think about all the kids that whine about, don't hurt people, don't do this, don't cause violence, and that's why they cater to censorship and they won't say murder, kill, death, all that other shit online. But they're not willing to stand up and do something to stop this shit from existing. So the plan is to look up the name of that internet handle. I think I remembered it. But I'm stuck in an idiot loop. When I say that, in other words, the algorithm is full of shit. I could click on subscriptions and it's going to show me other stuff. Not the best stuff at the top of the stack, which is frustrating, but it's by design, not coincidence. I found facts having to do with the movie Oh Brother, Without Thou. Bear in mind, these are Jewish people who put this shit together, starring other Jewish people, blah, 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 which also should stand out to you and I based on the fact that they're supposedly, you know, an oppressed minority, but they run Hollywood. It really just stinks. It just stinks. But I do really like Greek mythology, which made me think maybe I should watch that. My mom fell in love with the movie, and it is a good movie. It is a good movie. And I always think, you know, stay out of Woolworths. But here it is, top of my feed. It's not something I need to see. Just because I clicked on one fucking video, that's what I mean by an idiot loop. Now it's just going to keep showing me superficial Hollywood bullshit. Until I click on another thing, say I click on an Esoterica video, you know, by Justin Sledge, then it will show me his stuff. But it won't show me the spice of life. It won't show me things like it used to do. I mean, before this shit was, you know, what is it? Target ads and all that crap. Targeted ads or however they word it. Prior to that, things were better on the internet. But most people don't realize that. Most people are just complacently going along with the flow and they accept that this is dog shit now. So, what I was going to look up after the rant, let's see, where's that? Oh, and if you see any of these things in here, if you see the William guy, if you're just curious, what is this fucker looking up? And I hate the mathologer, mind you. The William guy, that's the dad to Paul, the member of KISS. Why would I mention this? Because Gene Simmons stars in Runaway and is the lead singer of KISS. The universe will fucking sing to you. I looked this shit up a long time ago. It's funny, this is still popping up in the recent search fucking shit. Blah, blah, blah. If you guys look up Mr. Mythos, he mostly talks about superficial dog shit. He's on par with people who talk about Atlantis for the most part and turn it into a bunch of flowery nonsense. If you look up The Critical Drinker, which I don't know why it says Drinker Critical. That's not what I typed in. He's enjoyable. He plays it safe because he makes money online and he reviews movies. What else is in here? Because details, I have no idea what the fuck that is. Yeah. Oh, and if you look up Williams' books, they are full of propaganda. They're full of a bunch of misleading propaganda. There's a couple of them that I do keep on the shelf. I do have the Kabbalah of Astrology, the English Kabbalah, the Essence of Kabbalah. I have those 3 books. And the Essence of Kabbalah is typically a hardback, just so you guys know. It's going to cost more. The other 2 are paperbacks, and you can get the first one I mentioned, the Kabbalah of Astrology, relatively cheap. In case you're curious. What the fuck do I know? So here we go. And that didn't work. A Plain Truth YouTube channel.
A Plain Truth YouTube channel.
And that shit should not talk to me. And I don't know how to turn it off. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. And there's probably a way, but maybe not. There it is. So he's on his 16th iteration, supposedly. And some of you guys might know this guy, or who this guy is. See, he's still promoting Jordan Maxwell, Russell Pine. That's Controlled Opposition. But sometimes he used to post stuff that was neat. I have not kept up with this in a very long time. Probably, to be honest, since the first channel of his was deleted or whatever happened. Here he is posting Crystal Skull stuff, and that's if this is actually still him. I don't know. Sometimes people hijack handles after other people bow out. The Crystal Skull stuff is a fucking rabbit hole. Just at a blush, I thought I'd run through here for a second. And this is my superficial analysis, mind you. George Carlin never taught anybody a fucking thing that they could use as a tool. And he was a Zionist puppet. I don't know if he was Jewish, but yeah. Here's nanobot stuff. He is talking about that. But he's also promoting, it looks like, TED Talks and Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is a fanboy, or not a fanboy, but a faceman. And essentially, I think of Bill the Shill Nye and what's that other guy's name? Michu Okachu. I can't remember his name. Carl Sagan, all of them. Einstein, all these fucking pieces of shit. they're on par with a boy band. They're just as good as the Monkees, musical group, or the Beatles. Shit like that. It's dog shit for stupid fucking people. And he's promoting it. Looks like he's promoting Woody Harrelson, pardon me. Who is fun to listen to, but he's also a Zionist puppet. And very well may be Jewish. Yeah, I mean, if this is what he's shopping around these days, it pales in comparison to what he used to talk about. And then some. But, yeah. What the fuck do I know? At least I remember what it is. And if you can find the video, I mean, maybe I'll post it again. I've left it online. Having to do with the etymology of Columbia. You might be able to find it if you use it against this internet handle. You'll have to do a plain truth, though, and not the 1688 or the 16. I guess 1688. Which does make me wonder. I didn't realize at first. I thought the 16 was I thought it denoted the iteration of this account, because that's what I thought he was doing. The number did change throughout the years. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Like I said, I haven't been keeping up enough. Either way, thanks for hanging out.